Hi friends, Simon here from InformedTrades.com. Today is Monday, November 9th, 2015. On the screen right now, you're seeing a daily chart of the US dollar index. As we've seen here, and we've talked about, we broke above resistance, very strong move on Thursday of last week. Friday, a little bit of a down day. This week, I think we may see a pullback down to 97.82, which is the resistance level that the dollar index broke out of. So something to think about. At least that sort of would be my expectation, potentially a pullback here. I'm not trading this. I think a better trade opportunity, if at all you want to trade this, is to wait for the pullback to 97.82 and then potentially buy, anticipating price to go much higher. There's also been, on the fundamental side of things, a lot of talk about the U.S. Federal Reserve raising interest rates in December. So this bull move in the dollar may be in anticipation of that event. Okay, so that's the U.S. dollar index. Likewise, we're really seeing the U.S. Treasury market fall. This is the long-dated 20-plus year U.S. Treasury bonds as represented by TLT, an ETF that tracks that. We definitely have broken out of this converging trendline pattern, this triangle pattern here. We are now broken out of that. I think, I definitely would wait for a pullback if it does come at all. If we do get a pullback to 121, that could be an interesting short opportunity. This is, again, another asset that seems to be subject to, potentially, the rumors about the Federal Reserve raising interest rates in December. As we talked about in our income investing series, when interest rates go up, bond prices tend to go down. So a raise in rates in December maybe why TLT is heading down, or anticipation of a rate hike. Maybe why TLT is heading down. In any event, it's a pretty big move. We have a pretty big gap. Maybe prudent to wait for a pullback. S&P 500. I also think we might get a little pullback here. We did see this trend line defended. And we saw the market hit this resistance level, and we saw the market quickly bounce off this trend line here. If we get another retest of 2080, this bottom trend line here, we may be geared to go higher and perhaps break past this resistance level here. Gold is also at a major support level. I think this is a little interesting because we talked about how the dollar was at resistance and thus ready to decline. Gold is at support, and thus it could be ready to head up. At least that's sort of the way I would look at it, although, as we've mentioned, gold is in, the overall trend in gold, I think, is pretty clearly bearish. We are at support, so we may get a bit of a bounce back, but we're still in a downward price channel. We're still below the 50 moving average, which in turn is below the 200 exponential moving average, so pretty strong downtrend in that regard. We are at support. Maybe we'll get a rally this week, especially since the U.S. dollar is at a resistance level and is coming off of it. High-grade copper also at support, so this also fits into the theme of, if we're expecting the dollar to sort of bounce off resistance and digest some of its gains from last week, maybe come down a little bit, we could expect gold and copper, two commodities, to rally a little bit in light of a slightly weaker dollar, or rally a little bit against the dollar. High-grade copper is at a support level that's been pretty well supported. We saw it here tested in August 2015, late August, and then again a month later in late September. So it seems like every month, every 4 to 6 weeks, we're getting a test of this trend line, or at least that's been the case since August, the support level, excuse me. If we get another rally from here, that could send us at least to 242. So potentially interesting trade opportunity here. I'm not taking it. I think it may still go lower, but we may get an opportunity this week if the dollar declines and bounces off resistance. That's about it. Any questions you have, anything you want to add, join us at InformedTrades.com. If you like this video, please like it on YouTube, share it on Facebook, Google+. That helps us grow, helps us make more videos. Best of luck in your trading and investing. We'll see you next time. Take care.